picture. It's saying what the other pictures were trying to say too, but I think perhaps rather more emotively. You can see it all in that face, can't you?
Is it?
Exhausted.
Awful.
Demoralised.
Let's change tack somewhat. Go to the FT and look. I mean, it's interesting, Michael, in all of this that with the economic situation, the problem which is dominating the Eurozone at the moment, and the fact that, I mean, on Wednesday morning when I was on Sunrise, Jose Manuel Barroso was saying, you know, we need to take action, we need to be seen as a European community to be doing more, and still nothing has really happened. That Timothy Geithner's stepped in, come up with an idea, no one seems that keen on it. Yeah,
the US Treasury Secretary comes over and says, you know, we don't want your economy to fall down on top of our economy. We've already got enough problems with our own unemployment at 9.1%, and you don't seem to be doing very well, you Europeans. You created this euro, and you've got to fix it. You've got to make it work. That's what he's saying. And from the point of view of those outside, there are some Tory MPs who seem to think it's a good idea that the euro is failing. But David Cameron, who is no lover of the euro, doesn't think that, nor does George Osborne. They know that we'll all be badly damaged if this goes wrong, and yet the Europeans find it very difficult. The taxpayers in the north, not just in Germany, say, why are we bailing out these Greeks when they spend all their time on the beach? And the Greeks say, hang on a minute, we are suffering badly, we can't squeeze our economy any worse, we won't be able to pay you back. Real dilemma, but they made it.
I mean, when the FT, Olivia, is using words like European leaders bickering over this crisis, it sends a pretty strong message.
It doesn't fill you with confidence, and also you can see as well, is America in a great position to help? Well, not exactly.
No,
you know, we're sending America to help. Great, because they're having such a good time right now as well.
No, this is a message. This is the guy saying, come on, you pull your finger out, you Europeans. They're a bit fed up with Europe in general because we don't help much in Afghanistan. Europeans were divided with them over Iraq. We ran out of bullets in Libya after 10 minutes. They're getting cross with us. And don't forget, Obama was born in the Pacific. He's not a European.
And now the Swiss banks are in an even bigger mess.
Don't start. Yes, that is yes, Switzerland. Well, if you can't trust Switzerland to look after your money, let's... Oh dear.
No, indeed. I mean, that's all their main story on the front page, and saying these charges date back from 2008, which raises a lot of questions about why UBS wasn't seeing more of what potentially has gone wrong.
They've got a real scoop there saying this loss goes back to 2008. Now, to you and I, the idea that you can misplace $2 billion and not notice for 3 years is quite extraordinary.
I think
and that's
he did it
great insight into what was going on here. And really this idea that banks, like newspapers, can regulate themselves clearly doesn't work, because if this, there's some very interesting reporting here, and in the Times, page 3, you know, this guy has confessed. We're hearing about this now because presumably he can't sleep. He must have been worried sick for years.
He said he needed a miracle on his Facebook entry. You'd have thought the regulators might have spotted that. Maybe in future they should follow their staff's Facebook entries to see what's going on.
And we're back to Hildegard, Michael, when it comes to her views on regulation. But we did that an hour ago. So let's move on to a bit of planning once again in the Telegraph. They've got this, Olivia, as a real bee in their bonnet, and they're now saying that these reforms could actually, if they go through, could put playing fields at risk.
Absolutely. This is a good Telegraph Best of British campaign, leave our playing fields alone, talking about changes in planning law that will potentially see all sorts of playing fields vanish and be developed. I think it's a great cause.
Were you a sporting schoolgirl, Olivia?
I was quite sporting, not so much anymore.
Tell us which sports.
Tennis, netball, bit of hockey.
Fantastic.
You know,
I just knew you were. Okay.
Yes, I'm not overly surprised.
We're just clearing that up for you, Stephen.
Some might say this is a lost cause and, you know, let property boom, get rid of the playing fields. Actually, I think this is great. Stop, think about it. Do we want to live in a country where kids can't plays sport. I mean, we've seen kids running around London with absolutely nothing to do. I'm not saying...
Well, it's worse than that, isn't it?
Well,
because, you know, they're getting obese, the couch potato stuff, it all plays into this. And the government's planning changes make a presumption in favour of development. That's the danger in all this, that the local council which says, we don't want what you want to do, will find it much harder to resist.
But there's all this pressure to build more
Yes,
houses,
there
and
is.
everyone is saying build more houses. We need 170,000 a year.